Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a good week so far, staying healthy, staying strong. Hi Raghav, welcome members. Hi David. Hi Bakrat. In this class, everyone, we are looking at an IELTS reading section. This reading section is taken from one of our academic IELTS exams, but for general IELTS students, reading section 3 is very, very similar to the academic reading section. So you will certainly benefit by hanging around and going through this lesson with me. Welcome, Sammy. Hi, Ulugbek. Navneet. Good to see many students. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Visit us there. For the general IELTS success, check us out at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. On both of our websites, we have lots and lots of materials to help you improve your English, your communication, your comprehension. And I'll quickly show you those while we wait for a few more students to join in the class. This is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. We are a British Council IELTS test registration center and certified agents. You can click that big red button to join the premium package, and it is a one-time payment for lifetime access, so it's well worth it. You get lots of videos, practice exams, interactive course for your phone and your computer as well. This is our general IELTS website here at gieltshelp.com. Again, just click that big red button to join our premium package there. Hi, Eugene. Panda cat today. Some nice emojis. Roshan from Nepal. Good to see more students joining in. We'll get back to our lesson here. Everyone, we still have our Instagram giveaway going. We are giving away 2 premium courses. All you have to do is go to our Instagram page, IELTS_AEhelp and GIELTS help, and then you have to just like the Instagram post that announces our free course giveaway, share the post, and tag 3 of your friends. Go through these steps and you have a chance to get some free courses. So thank you to our more than 1,000 followers on Instagram. That's amazing. All right, if anybody has questions, just send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. I will get back to you in short notice. And of course, you can get our exam books from Amazon as well. Just search for AEhelp's Academic IELTS or GHelp's General IELTS on Amazon, and you can get our books in digital or hard copy versions. This is our new schedule that we are doing this week. So we have this class regularly from Wednesday to Saturday. Hi, Abhishek Pandit. Just one time. Don't spam the chat. Okay, everyone. So reading. Here we go. This is a reading passage 1. It's taken from our second exam. And as I've said many times before, in IELTS reading, you should read the passages, not just skim, scan, and search for answers. You do have enough time as long as you stay calm, focused, and you go step by step. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how. Okay? All right. So here we go. You get to your reading section. This is reading passage 1. You open up your booklet or you start this section in the computer-based exam. And of course, first of all, you read the title. Always read the title. Don't just skip the title. The title is really important. The title gives you an idea of the whole passage. Okay? All right. So, lotteries. Positive good or unnecessary wrong? Question mark. Okay. So when you read the title, your first step is to think critically about the title. So get some clear ideas on what this passage might be about. So what do you think, students? What will this passage be about? Lotteries, positive good or unnecessary wrong? Okay, so here, again, first step is just some critical thinking. So based on the passage title, what is this essay? It's basically an essay going to be about. And I have an answer. What do you think it is? Okay. ACSE, IDP, British Council, exactly the same IELTS exam. Doesn't matter which one you go to. Okay. All right. Navneet says betting. Yeah. Malik Pito says maybe getting rich overnight. False hope. It's not fake hope. Malik Pilo, we say false hope. Rashika says the merits and demerits about lottery, not literary, lottery. Keneal says the positive and negative sides of lotteries. Yeah. So whether the positives of lotteries, and here, of course, gambling is the word that comes to mind. Whether the positives of lotteries or gamblings are more than the negatives. Okay. What's the next question that I should ask? So here is the key to success on IELTS. If somebody asked me, if somebody says, Adrian, after all your years of IELTS experience, taking IELTS exams, teaching IELTS, what is the single greatest key to getting a high band score on the IELTS exam? This would be my answer to you. The key to getting a great band score on IELTS, and it's not just for the reading, it's for the other sections as well, score on IELTS, is asking good questions. Okay, that's the key. Asking good questions, which basically means good critical thinking. Okay, so having read this title of lotteries, positive good or unnecessary wrong, and we're thinking, okay, so this passage will be about whether the positives are more than the negatives. What would be my next question here? What would be a good question to ask? Okay, think about the three key questions of lottery. Okay. If my voice is cracking, just let me know. So what's the next question? Specific question here. And Sammy, you're right. What, why, how? Okay, is important. So here a why question would be good. What is the why question? Rahul says, what are the consequences of? Yeah, I would ask a why question first. Sadesh says, asking why are lotteries good? Yeah, sure, exactly. So why might lotteries be good? And so the answer, people may get rich easily. Okay. Yeah, Kashirsha, very good. So why do people participate in lotteries, right? So people may get rich easily, but don't just stop there. Keep also gives people hope. And some people have fun. right? So some people play the lottery because it gives them hope. They have a bit of fun doing it. It's an activity. Some people might get really rich, right? Okay. All right. And of course, we want to ask another why question. We want to also ask, why are lotteries bad? Right? People can lose a lot of money. People can get addicted. It can lead to crime and corruption. So those are the questions. Okay. All right. Very good. Rashika says maybe addiction as well. Okay. Dash says extremely low probability of winning. Absolutely. Okay. Very good, right? And then we have one more question, which is the how. So how are lotteries played? Okay. And then, of course, you think it is a game of fortune. People pick numbers. People can win millions of dollars. Okay. Now, very importantly, when you are doing your critical thinking, make sure to do it in English. Okay, that's the challenging part. A lot of people switch back and forth between their own language, but you want to do it in your own, or sorry, you want to do it in English, not in your own language. Okay. All right. I'm not sure why the voice is crackling for some people. Let me try to fix that. Okay, just give me a second. All right. So let me know if my voice is still crackling. All right. It could be, yeah. Okay, so it's strange. Yeah, I think it might be the internet for some of you. Just maybe refresh the page. Okay. All right. Because it's weird that for some people it's clear and for some people it's not clear. This is almost real-time streaming, everybody. So YouTube can be a little bit bizarre at times. And it's always weird for me when half the people in the chat say it's clear, other people say it's not clear. So, all right. But anyway, it looks like it's better for most of you. Hopefully that'll work. Okay. So here we go, everybody. So again, critical thinking about the title. After you do that, look at the questions. Okay. So here are the questions. Which paragraph contains the following information? So all of this information is somewhere in some of the paragraphs, all right? So it's a good idea to read these questions before you read the passage because all of it is somewhere in the passage. Now, these are always paraphrased. So you will not see the same information and they are not in the order of the passage, okay? So skimming or scanning for this type of question is highly ineffective, meaning it does not work. It's not effective, okay? Why? Because the problem of gambling addiction could be at the end of the passage. You might have to skim read the whole passage, and they will maybe not even use the words gambling addiction, so you have to kind of see the paraphrasing. Okay, so for this kind of question, skimming, scanning, not effective, but you should read these questions before the passage. So the problem of gambling addiction. Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. The legality of lotteries. The financial incentives for governments to run lotteries. Community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds. Okay, fine. So we have some ideas about some of the content. It's going to include information about the government and lotteries, the addiction of lotteries. So we thought a little bit about that with the title. Then we have true, false, not given. True, false, not given is a logic question. Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And again, you cannot skim or scan for these questions. Why? Because how do you find something that's not given? You cannot. Okay, and you're going to waste a lot of time searching for a piece of information that is not given or that is false. So again, skimming and scanning, highly ineffective for this type of question. Don't read this type of question. Just skip it. Okay? Why? Because there's no point in reading false or not given information before the passage. Does that make sense? Everybody good on that? Okay. I know that a lot of our members know this. Buckrat's saying no need to read it. Okay. Yeah, so again, make sure that you do not read true, false, not given, okay? All right? Before the passage. It doesn't make sense. All right, now here we have a summary completion type question where you have to fill in the blanks. This is good to read before the passage because all of this information is somewhere in the passage. So with these questions, you can read it nice and quick. Okay. All right. Lotteries as reverse insurance. Pay close attention to the title of these little paragraph completions. That will help you locate the information. Okay. So the reason why people play the lottery can be viewed in terms of what is called reverse insurance. People buy insurance in order to prevent an accident from making them bankrupt. They pay small amounts each month so they don't have to pay the whole price of the something done. Like the lottery corporations, insurance companies turn something in the long run. With insurance, we pay small amounts to avoid paying a massive amount. With the lottery, we pay small amounts so we might win the something. From this perspective, the lottery's something makes a lot of sense, okay? And that's about the speed that you want to read, all right? Okay, and this is a reading class, so make sure to read with me, okay? Don't just listen to me. And if you can, read aloud. Aloud reading is really good practice to improve your English, your fluency, okay? Means reading the way I just did where you can hear yourself. Okay, so now we go back and we read the passage. And when we read the passage, we don't stop to answer questions while we read. Okay, it doesn't make sense. You should be able to read a passage comfortably in about 10 minutes, okay, maximum. If you cannot read the passage in 10 minutes, you have to improve your reading fluency, especially for academic students. The reason is that when you go to college or university in an English-speaking country, you have an average of 150 pages each week that you have to read, okay? So you have to be able to read a passage like this in about 10 minutes, okay? And then you have 10 minutes to answer the questions, and that's lots. All right, so here we go. From the top, read with me, and then we'll reflect on each paragraph. So lotteries, positive, good, or unnecessary, wrong. A lottery is a form of gambling where contestants purchase tickets, with one or more tickets being drawn as winners at the end of the competition period. Often there is a jackpot winner who wins most or all of the prize pool. Today, national lottery jackpots can range from millions to hundreds of millions of dollars. It wasn't long ago that lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere in the world. Today, lotteries are legal in North America, Australia, and much of Europe and Asia. A question is raised over what has changed to make something previously seen as negative for society become common across the globe. If gambling is bad, why are lotteries so popular, and why do governments support them? Okay, now when you read a paragraph like this, okay, you should visualize, so you should picture this. So a long time ago, lotteries were banned. The governments would shut down lottery establishments. You can imagine the police going in and stopping and arresting people. And nowadays, they're very popular and they're government run. Okay? So, all right, now I want to ask myself, what is this paragraph about? So, what is this talking about? Simply, what is it talking about? Sammy says it's talking about the history of lottery. A little bit more specific than that, Sammy, but you're on the right track. So here, I ask myself, what is this paragraph talking about? Okay. And Sammy, you're on the right track. Sammy says it's about the history of lotteries globally. And it's a little bit more specific than that. Specifically, the what? Lorraine says how lottery is perceived. Yeah, I would say, Lorraine, that even more specifically, it's about the legality. So it's about the history of lotteries globally, specifically being legal or illegal. Okay, does everybody agree with me that that's what this introductory paragraph is about? I mean, it tells me that a long time ago they were outlawed, they were not allowed, now it's legal, right? So it's the history, and more specifically, the history of its legality. So whether it's allowed or not allowed into society. Yeah, very good. So Shekton Saab says the historical legality of lottery. So if I want to be more specific or more concise, I can say the historical legality of lottery around the world. Okay? So this is your perfect answer. And when you're practicing your reading at home and you summarize the idea of a paragraph, this is your goal, is to be as concise as possible using the English language to summarize the paragraph in your mind. The historical legality of lottery around the world. Okay? Yeah, Raghav says the change of legality of lotteries over time. Very good. All right, so that's what you want to do. And when you do that, you're going to remember the information, and you'll be very quick when you answer the questions. Okay? All right, let's continue reading. So people buy lottery tickets for one chief reason. They want to win the jackpot. In the long run, lotteries are a bad bet. The odds of winning are always stacked against the player. That is to say, the long-term expected return on the player's money is significantly less than the money paid for the tickets. This is how the lottery corporations make money on the lottery. The payout is far less than the revenue of the ticket sales, and the government takes the difference. If 1 million tickets are sold at $5 a piece and the jackpot is $3 million, then the government has made $2 million of profit in the process. We are forced to question why lotteries are so popular given their poor value for players. It's because of the thrill of possibly winning the jackpot. The anticipation of a life-changing win for the ticket purchaser is worth the money. It's the same reason why people gamble at casinos. Many people know they are not going to win in the long run at a casino, but the short-term thrill makes up for the long-term losses. So again, I ask myself, okay, what is this paragraph about? Okay. Prayat says the popularity of lottery. Gulilat says the reason for the acceptance of lottery through time in the world. Okay. Annette says, why play? Annette, when you're summarizing a paragraph, try not to answer it with a question. Okay, this is an important tip. So thank you, Annette, for bringing this to our attention here. Okay. So this is a very important tip for this kind of strategy. Okay, so when you are reflecting on what a paragraph is about, do not answer with another question. Okay, that won't help you. It's much more useful to answer with a statement. Okay, so do not answer with another question like, this paragraph is about why people play lotteries. Okay? So at the end of the day, this is still just a question. So this paragraph is about why people play lotteries. Instead, answer it with a statement. People play lotteries for fun and the grand prize. Jackpot. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So does it make sense that it's really important that you focus on the statement of the answer rather than the question, why people play lotteries? People play lotteries for fun and the grand prize, jackpot, okay? This will help me to quickly answer questions in the exam correctly. This will not help because I'm still stuck with the same question. Even though I recognize the idea, it's better to look at it this way. So in reality, it does matter how you look at the apple, okay, the concept. Okay, that makes sense for everyone? All right, so let's continue with the next paragraph. So the statement, the answer. Okay, all right. Here we go. C. The main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. This is because statistics show that poor people are by far the most common purchasers of lottery tickets. There are two reasons why this could be the case. First, poor people have the most to gain by winning the lottery. Second, poor people are arguably less likely to have a statistical understanding of the lottery. They are less likely to realize that it is a bad bet. What is this paragraph about? It's about the negative of playing lotteries for poor people. Okay? So again, Shreya says the disadvantages of lottery. Be more specific, Shreya. Okay? So it is the disadvantages of the lottery specifically for poor people. Okay? So for people who don't have much money to begin with. That's specifically what it's about. So it's very important that you're summarizing these ideas concisely and accurately. Okay, everybody, that makes sense? So when I tell you a tip like that, if you give me a thumbs up, or if you say, yeah, I got it, then that assures me that you clearly understand the point that I'm giving you, or the tip that I'm giving you for your IELTS exam. Okay? So Ulug Bek says the disadvantage of lotteries for poor people, not poor winners, but for poor people. Avatar says, gotcha. Very good. That's what I'm looking for. Jassy is giving me a thumbs up. Okay, there we go. Thank you. All right. I am really here. I am really watching what you're doing. Okay. I'm interacting with you. Great. All right. So here we go with D. The main argument in favor of lotteries is that it is harmless fun, which results in tax income that often goes straight to community programs such as sports or the arts. Many community programs rely solely on lottery finances to operate. So in this sense, the lottery is a positive good. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. For these people, the lottery is detrimental. What is this paragraph about? The positive of lotteries for the community and the negatives of lottery addiction. That's it. Okay? All right? Let's keep going. One interesting way to look at the lottery and why people participate in it is to imagine it as a kind of reverse insurance. People buy insurance for their home or cars so that if something bad happens to it, they do not have to pay the entire cost of the damage. In other words, they pay a little bit each month so that they don't have to pay a large amount at one time. They pay these smaller amounts to insurance companies, and those insurance companies make money in the long run. So paying insurance is not a good bet either, just like the lottery. With the lottery, we pay a little amounts every once in a while so that maybe we will hit the jackpot. With insurance, we pay a little to save a lot. And with the lottery, we pay a little to win a lot. When looked at in this way, the popularity of the lottery is more easily understood. What is this paragraph about? It's an analogy. Analogy means a comparison, an indirect comparison. It's an analogy of insurance to lottery, whereby basically we're betting to either avoid or to desire a certain outcome. Okay? So it's a comparison between paying insurance and buying a lottery ticket. Okay, so here we go. Paragraph F, read with me again, read aloud, okay? So here we go. When it comes down to it, lotteries are a choice. Yes, they amount to a tax, but so do the monthly fees we pay to insurance companies. If people want to pay a few dollars here and there for a little fun, excitement, and a small chance to win a monstrous amount of money, then what's the harm? Additionally, lottery monies fund many valuable community programs which otherwise would have trouble operating. Playing the lottery responsibly is fun, exciting, and maybe, just maybe, extremely profitable. What is this paragraph about? It concludes the author's point of view that lotteries, although they have their negatives, can be fun and can potentially be a source of a great winning or a jackpot. Okay. All right, so now we go to the questions. Hopefully this is all clear and you'll see why this way and think this way. All right. So here we have to write the correct letter A to F in boxes 1 to 5 on your answer sheet. So this essay has several paragraphs, A, B, C, D, E, F, so 6 paragraphs. And you have to write the paragraph letter that they give you. All right, so you can see that this is paragraph F. So if the answer is here, then you write F into the box. All right. Okay, so the problem of gambling addiction. Which paragraph contained this information? Now, because I did a good job reading and thinking about the what is this paragraph about, I remember that one of the paragraphs talked about the positives for the community and the negatives for poor people who get addicted. And I remember that that was somewhere kind of in the middle of this essay. So David Eigerman says E. Sammy says C. Okay. Rahul says maybe D. Rashika says maybe D or C. In this case, don't panic. Go back and check which one. You remember that it's in the middle, so you're not just randomly searching. It's somewhere in C or D, right? Remember, it's somewhere in the middle. So the main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor. Okay, that was not it, because I remember that that paragraph also had some information about the community or society. So the main argument in favor of lotteries is it's harmless fun, which results in tax income that goes to community. Aha. And then I remember it was somewhere near the end here. So people who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. So this is addiction. Okay, so clearly D is the correct answer. And notice how they don't use the word addiction. Okay, so here is a great example of why you have to use good comprehension strategy. Because if some students right now were just skimming and scanning for the word gambling addiction, you would not find that. Okay, everybody sees that? So you wouldn't find the word gambling addiction and you'd start to panic. But if you read the paragraph and you have good, clear thinking, then you realize that it's D. Okay, so here the answer is D. Okay. Yeah, that's right, David. Oftentimes you will not find the words in the question in the passage. Okay. All right. Okay. Next question. Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. So less fortunate, again, poor people, right? So paraphrasing here. So poor people are more likely to play the lottery. This one should now be very, very quick. Okay. Which paragraph contained this information? Okay. Prathamesh says, we'll see because we just saw that. Okay. So great. And here's another important tip that I'm going to give you for the reading section. All right. When you're taking a little bit more time for the first few questions, don't panic. Okay. So here's a little tip. Okay. If you take a bit more time to get the first few questions in each passage correct, do not panic because sticking to strategy will improve your speed and accuracy for the latter questions. Okay, so what I mean by that is when we answered this question, gambling addiction D, correctly, we knew it was in the middle of the paragraph. We looked at C. We realized that C is different information. But aha, that became useful here. So I was basically able to get D and C very quickly, one after the next. Okay? Does everybody get what I'm talking about there? So that's where, thank you, Surinder. So that's where I want you to give me like a thumbs up, where it's like, okay, yeah, I get you. So by being more precise and being careful with this answer, I actually get this answer as well. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so if one question takes you a minute to figure out, don't panic, because the next one might only take you a few seconds because you reviewed that information while figuring out this question here. Okay, all right, good. So don't panic. Okay. All right, the legality of lotteries, that should be very quick. Which paragraph was that? You should not search for every answer, students. That's another big tip, okay? When I did my IELTS exam in February, I only looked for about maybe 40, 50% of the questions back at the passage. Very good. So David and Vinay say, that was A, we talked about that, the history of the legality, right? So you shouldn't be searching for every single answer. If you're searching the passage for every single answer, there's something wrong in your strategy. Okay, that's another important point. All right. The financial incentives for governments to run lotteries. Number 4. So, which one is that? All right. So the financial incentive for governments to run lotteries. Okay, Chinny says, I think that was B. Yeah, so if I have to check, I'll go back. I think it was B as well. All right, I remember seeing the word government. So people want to win the jackpot. Lotteries are a bad bet. Okay, I keep reading. This is how lottery corporations make money. The payout is far less, and the government takes the difference. If 1 million tickets are sold, the jackpot's 3 million, then the government has made 2 million. Yeah, B looks good. Okay, so yeah, all right. So let's go with B then. Community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds. Now, that's going to be really easy. Okay. Pay really careful attention to this little bit here for this type of question. You may use any letter more than once. Which one was this? Okay, a lot of you are saying E, but I would go with D myself. Okay, and I'm going to show you why. All right. So check it out. So here in D, it says, the main argument in favor of lotteries is that it is harmless fun which results in tax income that often goes straight to community programs such as sports or the arts. Many community programs rely solely on lottery finances to operate. So in this sense, lottery is a positive good. Okay, so from here to here, it's explaining why lotteries are good for the community as tax income. All right. And some of you said, well, I think that was E. I don't think that there's much in E, but in F, there's a little bit. Okay. I believe. So yeah, so here we have a little bit. Okay. So, additionally, lottery monies fund many valuable community programs which otherwise would have trouble operating. The reason why D is a better answer than F is because D has significantly more information than F. Does everybody see that? So the IELTS is more like a college or university test where you have to pick the best answer, not just the right answer. So while it is true that paragraph F does contain some information about how lotteries benefit community programs, paragraph D contains more and more detailed information on how lotteries benefit community programs. Does everybody see that? So you have one short sentence here. In D, you have one short, one long sentence. So D is the better answer than F, and this is where you have to be careful. So this is where you separate the band 8 from the band 9. Okay? So here, this little piece, the note, by the way, you may use any letter more than once, comes into action, and it's D. Okay? It's the better answer. All right? That's, again, the thumbs up. All right. Okay, cool. So let's go through not given, or sorry, I shouldn't say that. I should say true, false, not given. Okay. Lotteries are outlawed almost everywhere. Is that important to know for this topic? Yes, it is. It's important. So it's given. Is it true that lotteries are outlawed almost everywhere today? It's present tense. No. Paragraph A tells me that they're legal in North America, Australia, Europe, and most of Asia as well. So first I figure out that it's given. Next, I figure out that it's false. In the long run, a person who plays the lottery should expect to lose money. Is it important to know whether or not a person who plays the lottery should expect to lose money? Yes, it's important. So it is given. Is it true that a person who plays the lottery regularly will likely lose money? Yes, it is. So true. Okay, you should not have to search for most of these true, false, not given answers in the text. True, false, not given answers, you should answer from logic, okay, after you read the text. That is the key strategy. Step one, figure out if they're given or not given by understanding the value for the passage. And next, figure out if it's true or false. Does that make sense? All right. Baccarat, you should not be searching for true, false, not given answers again. All right. So lotteries are popular because they serve as a pleasurable diversion from everyday life. Is it important to know that lotteries are a diversion from everyday life for this passage? No, and it's too detailed, so not given. Many people play the lottery without an understanding of its statistical background. Is it important to understand why people play the lottery? Yes, so it's given. Is it true that many people do not understand its statistical background, that you have a 1 in 30 million chance of winning? Yeah, it's true. The paragraph said that many people don't realize or don't really understand what that actually means. You have 10 times greater chance of being struck by lightning than you do winning the lottery. And I think a lot of people don't get that. Okay? All right? So again, true, false, not given comes from logic and reading the paragraph. Okay? All right. So here we have our paragraphs, lotteries as reverse insurance. This is coming from paragraph E. Hopefully I don't have to go back and search for all of these answers. I have my choices here. Damage, popularity, good bet, jackpot, insurance, benefit, profit, amount. I just put the letter A, C, E, G, B, D, F, H into the space. Now the trick here is to kind of figure out what you think the answer should be and then find the matching choice. Okay? So the reason why people play the lottery can be viewed in terms of what is called reverse insurance. People buy insurance in order to prevent an accident from making them bankrupt. They pay small amounts each month so they don't have to pay the whole price of the accident done or the damage done. All right? Let's see if there's something that's like accident or damage. Hey, look at that. A, damage. Do I have accident? No. So damage seems like a good choice. Okay, so I put the letter A in here, and then I keep going. Like the lottery corporations, insurance companies turn a profit in the long run. You turn a profit, okay? Turn money in the long run. Turn profit in the long run. Do I have the word profit or money? No money, but I have profit here, F. So I go with that. Profit. With insurance, we pay small amounts to avoid paying a massive amount. With the lottery, we pay small amounts so we might win the jackpot, okay? Or the grand prize. Do I have grand prize or jackpot? I have jackpot right there, G. Okay, so again, I go with G. And on to the last question. From this perspective, the lottery's something makes a lot of sense. The lottery's popularity, fun, okay? Let's say popularity. The lottery's fame, fad, popularity. And I have popularity right there, which is C. Be really careful. Always check the correct letter. So I put C into question 13, and I'm off to the races. And I can see from the chat that a lot of you got that as well. So for the previous, Ugulhan says jackpot. Prathamesh for that last one says popularity. C. Very good. And a lot of you got it. David Kaldeep. Nicely done, everybody. So that's how it works. Okay, those are the steps to reading. Keep in mind these important tips from today. So think critically. Okay, when you're summarizing the paragraphs, give statements instead of questions. You should read the passage, especially when you see these kinds of questions, because for this passage, skimming and scamming would have been a horrible idea. Would have wasted a lot of time. To learn a lot of these great strategies for all sections of the IELTS exam, make sure to visit our online courses, aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Our general IELTS website looks like this with the green background. You just need to click that big red button to join the premium package. And again, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. This is aehelp.com, same idea. We are a British Council registration center and certified agent, so you're in good hands with us. That's it for today. I will be back tomorrow with more live classes. Hopefully I will see you then. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria, West Coast, Canada. For now, I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of the day. If it's late in your country, then sweet dreams to you. Much love to everyone. Bye for now.